Hello YouTubers, I'm back again to TechLoom, and today I want to share some of the questions asked by most of you on my comment section about this clock, the GH0712L. So there are so many questions lined up on my computer, and I want to share my answers to these questions. The first one I want to address right now is the question asked by one of several of the commenters who complain about this clock staying off like this, that it goes black screen after a while. It stays for a while, then it goes black screen, of which it is it's kind of a standby mode. The batteries are just to keep the time updated. They are not for the display to remain there. Okay, so one thing this thing does is that you can see your time temporarily by making a loud sound. You know, they said voice command, but it's not really voice command. It's just a loud sound that can wake up this clock. So you can hear now that I'm talking, the clock is not awake, but it has to hear a very loud sound. Sometimes I have to knock the table like this. Can you see that? So I just knocked the table, kind of a loud sound, and the clock woke up. So it's actually a standby mode for this clock. You can see it has gone off again until maybe you knock on it and it comes back on. Actually, this is how it works when you use the batteries alone. So, but if you want this clock to remain on without going off like this, you have to put the USB cord. Now watch this. This is a USB cord and I want to put it behind, and that's it. So this clock remains on with the USB connected to the wall. Okay, so that is actually how these LED clocks, most of them work that way, including this one here. You can see the clock I plugged it on, so it remains on that way. Of course, you'll be asking yourself a question like, why 3 batteries? Why 3 AAA batteries? And this clock cannot stay on. That's a question I don't know how to answer. But the truth about this clock is that it's a cute clock and it's so minimalistic and it's very nice. Okay? So the second question I have is the one that the clock is cycling between the time, the date. Look at the date coming up. The temperature has come up now. So it keeps cycling like this. And some people complain that they want the clock to be steady on the time alone. I've answered some people, but it seems some people, are not able to go down and read the comments of the people I've answered. So today, I'm going to give that answer. Okay, so like I said, when you press the mode button, when you want to make it to stay on the time alone, you press the mode button until you get to the temperature. Okay, so I press the mode button. This is the date, and I've gotten to the temperature now, and now hold down. After some seconds, you hear this beep. So that beep means that it has come back to the normal point where it stays steady on the time. So if you want to set it back to circling between time and so on, you can do the same thing, go back to the temperature and then hold down the mode button. You hear that beep again, now it will start to cycle again. So that is how this one works. Yeah, you can see it is cycling again. Okay, now someone complained that they set the time, the alarm time, and the alarm did not ring. The person set the alarm time and the alarm did not ring as at when it should be ringing. And the simple mistake the person made was not putting on the alarm. So there's an alarm button here. When you click it once, it brings the alarm, then you click it, then you click it. When the alarm comes on, you click it again to see this alarm symbol. So this alarm symbol tells you that the alarm has been activated. So when it is time for the alarm to ring, it rings. Remember, sometimes maybe your weekends, you don't need the alarm to wake you up for your work, to prepare for work or something, prepare for school, prepare for studies or something like that. So there's no need for alarm then. Most people do is just to click on it and remove it, so that when the time comes, the clock will not disturb or make them to wake up. So that is exactly how to put the alarm, activate it so that it comes on when it is time for it to ring. Okay? And that's one of them. So somebody else asked about AM and PM. When the time goes to PM, it switches to PM. When it goes to AM, the symbol AM, the icon AM will not show. So anytime you don't see any icon AM, it means it's AM. So just take a note to that. So how do we do that? Now it's on AM. So if I go to settings, I hold it down. So this is the 12-hour mode. I press the mode button again. Now, if I keep going through the hour, you can see it's on PM now. Now, when I get to AM, now watch this, it goes off. So everything AM is off. Everything AM goes off. But anything PM comes on. Okay? You can see, let's go again. You can see the PM has appeared. Okay, so that's the way it works. So whenever you see the PM symbol off, it means AM. That's morning hours. So that's the way this clock works. So we've covered the fact that it goes on safe mode when you hit it and it comes on, or you make a loud sound, as something they describe as voice activation, which I don't believe it is voice activation. I think it's just time. I think it's just sound activation. So that is what I believe that one is. So some people asked me if there's a way they can make this clock to display both the temperature and the time at the same time. And the answer is no. I think there are other clocks, bigger clocks with bigger display that does this, but this particular clock does not show both the time and the temperature at the same time. So maybe you have to go for another clock. The only thing this guy displays is just the time, the PM symbol, and this alarm symbol. Okay, but if you want to see your temperature, you have to go to the mode button and press like twice to see the temperature. Of course, you can set it to Fahrenheit or degree centigrade, depending on your temperature format in your country. Okay, so that is it. It does not display the time and the temperature at the same time. Then there's a commenter who talked about setting his alarm on PM mistakenly. He wanted the alarm to wake him up AM in the morning, 8 AM in the morning. But the alarm keeps going off at 8 PM. Okay, so I guess the person was using the 12-hour format. The 12-hour format. So the correction to this thing is that the person was not watching the PM and AM, this PM symbol that goes off when it is AM. So if you go to the alarm by pressing the alarm button once, this is 8 AM because the PM is not on. So if I want it to be 8 PM, I can set it to be 8 PM by holding down the alarm button, then I go up, 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 up. See, I'm on 1 p.m. now, 1 p.m. But if I want to go back to AM, if I want to go back to AM, sorry, I have to go back to the alarm now. Okay, so if I hold it, okay, then I can go on. So if I get to, this is AM right now, so this is going to be 8 a.m. And remember, when you're done, you have to put back the activation. You have to still activate your alarm for it to ring. So the mistake the person made was that he didn't make sure it was on AM when he set his time. So that was a mistake, and I guess this should correct that mistake right now. So we've covered the fact that the circling part of it, how to change it to stay stable on time. So that is one of those. Then we've covered the AM PM problem. Okay, and I think that is most of what we needed to cover. Okay, so if there's any more, please comment down below so that we can work on it. Thank you again for being with us. Subscribe if you've not. Subscribe if you have not. So I'll see you in the next video. Cheers. Bye.